Hi, welcome to our studio from Nowe Horyzonty Festival. My name is Łukasz Mikołajczyk and today I'm speaking in English because we have a special guest in our studio, Marija Kavtaradze, director of Slow. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so I would like to start off just congratulating you on this beautiful, beautiful film, and I want to know, how did you come up with it? Like, what was the main inspiration? Why did you feel that you need to tell this story?
Thank you so much. And I wanted to make a love story for some time. I thought one day I really would like to make a romance, film. And then somehow I was reading about sexuality, but I still wasn't sure if what would be the story. I was just researching, and it caught my attention. Then somehow the characters came into my mind, and little by little everything came together. So I wouldn't say it is a made-up story, but with the characters, it's always both characters have a lot of, I put a lot of my heart in them. And of course, some of my friends, in a way, I really have to feel that I know these characters well before starting to write. So in order for them to become, human and real humans, I do have to feel that I could, meet them somewhere on the street, and I would really know them well. So yeah, so of course there are some my own experiences.
Yes, I really liked how the asexuality was portrayed. It felt really natural. It felt like something that you knew how to portray it, how to show it. And I was really wondering, did you speak with anyone that is asexual? Did they help you to write these characters?
Yes, and so first of all, I was started from all the texts, blogs, what I can read, some information. Then I would start watching YouTube, people who share their stories. And then also I started reading asexual people forums, and in there I found people who were willing to talk to me, to answer some questions, and we started, talking, communicating in letters. And so it was before I started writing, the first draft. And while I was writing, if I would have questions, I would write to them what do you think, because I was afraid, before we talked, there is not a lot of representation. So it is scary because there are not a lot of good and a lot of bad examples. So,
You didn't know how to compare these things, right? Because
yes.
you didn't have anything to get from.
Yes, and at the same time, it's really, it's always this, question, is it okay that I represent a group to which I don't belong, so I knew that I have to be I have to do even better research and go even deeper. But that's why it was really helpful to have people who, in a way, made me feel more calm. Even, one person said, for sure, some people from community will not like if you do this. We were talking about the ending, I think. But they said, you will never do it in a way that everyone would like. Every story is so different. And
especially with this issue, there was
yes.
there was this line of dialogue in film when the main character says that he doesn't believe there's one way of living, of finding that happiness with the other person. So yes. I think they were right. You will never please everyone, because especially with this subject, it's very subjective and it's very personal.
Yes, and also even people who are not asexual, even people sexual, allosexual people, they are the spectrum is so wide, so every person is different, everyone's needs are different. And so, of course, with asexual, people also, everyone is really different, and they navigate differently. So I relaxed when I thought, okay, it's impossible for me to tell a story about everyone, and I cannot do it. I can tell a story about this particular person who identifies as asexual, not about everyone.
Yeah, I think that was the great way to portray that, because as you mentioned before, like there's really not that much of representation in our media. Like from my memory, I can only remember BoJack Horseman portraying this subject. But did you find anything else, any more piece of media that talk about these people, this group?
Yeah, so BoJack Horseman also was the only that I knew before starting to write, and I love the character. I love Todd a lot. Then later I found there was but it was really short episode on sex education, if you know the TV show also.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't maybe go a lot into that storyline. And there are probably now there are more, but I can't think of it. But for me, like the main resources before, I said, let's say YouTube, or later, because when I started writing, there was, I think, no TikTok then. But now there is, and also like a lot of creators, talk about their experiences. So I think if you want to understand some, community, to go deeper, to do research, I mean, it's really amazing that you can just go and see how people tell their own stories.
Yes, and I think that like risking to be too flattering to your movie, because I really don't want to like come off as a psycho fan of this film, but I really think that what you did is like really important for that group, because when people see something on the screen, they see that kind of story, it gets normalized. They don't feel that like they might feel ashamed like before it, but now that they see it, that other people are experiencing it and other people are watching film about it, they will feel more comfortable, and they will start telling their stories. They will stop being so afraid about who they are. So I think that's really important that we have that representation, and I'm really glad you decided to give that to this group.
I hope so, and I mean, for sure, I know that it won't be like, for some people it will work, for some not, it's fine, but I think that not even like for sexual people it's important, but I think that in general for us it's important, and for me I like when I see in films people who just live a little bit differently. Because it's so easy to think that everyone lives, in a certain way, everyone is normal, and I'm not normal because I live a slightly different. So in general, to see, just people who create a relationship in a way that maybe they don't know how to create it, they don't have examples themselves, but for me, when I see it in films, it's refreshing. So I hope that this film also gives that feeling that.
Yes, I'm a small sample, but yes, I really felt that this is basically a movie about two people that are completely different, that they have different needs, but they both have this need to be together. They want to be together. They want to work through this just for each other and for themselves. And I really appreciated that they were just people. Well, a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And what really sold me on that were the actors. They had such great chemistry, and I'm just wondering, how did you manage to do that? Because not for a second did I doubt that they are really these people that are just trying their best to be together. Mm.
So, first of all, they both are very talented, but also very good at their jobs, that they are preparing a lot and they are so hardworking. So working with them was amazing, and we did spend a lot of time rehearsing. We spent a lot of time talking about, they read many script versions. But I think that initial chemistry was already there in the first casting, because I think that you can build it, you can make more of it, you can become closer, and then the connection seems more intense. But there has to be already something, because with any person you meet, and with someone you vibe, with other people you don't vibe, and that's not much you can do. So with them, I really felt from the beginning that it's going to be fun to work with, for them and for all three of us. And we did spend a lot of time, three of us, working, rehearsing. So I would say that over time, of course, this connection became stronger that we see now on screen. But there was some really friendly spark between them that showed me that we can work together.
That's great to hear. I kind of felt that they had to have that connection from the start, because it can't be faked. It was so natural. It was so good to see them just being together on screen. So that's great casting. Hats off to you for that. But we are at the Nowe Horyzonty Festival. So is it your first festival in Poland, or did you come here earlier?
With this film, it's my first festival in Poland. It's my first time in Nowe Horizons, and I wanted to come here for a long time, because I heard about this festival, and I heard about Wrocław a lot. So I'm really happy to be here. And I even asked, can I stay a bit longer? So I had 2 days just to walk around and watch films. So I really enjoy the atmosphere of the festival.
Yeah, and how do you feel with the fact that this movie got such warm reception? People. I haven't met a person that watched the film and didn't like it. How do you feel about it? Were you expecting such positive reviews?
No. I mean, in here when I came, because every festival is really different, and in some festivals you come for a short time, and sometimes it's difficult to understand what was the reception, But here, when I came, I don't know, I from the beginning I just felt really warm welcome, also from programmers, from organizers, but also from...
Oh yeah, the programmers were absolutely amazed with the picture. I heard about your movie long before the festival, because they were just hyping it up. They were really excited about it. And
that's for us, filmmakers, it's really important, because when there are people who are talking about it, and people come and watch, and I still am so happy every time when I come to do presentation, and I see room full of people, and I always think, wow, all these people chose this film, and I'm so happy.
Yeah.
It's it never becomes, normal. Every time I'm still wow. Or I see that it's sold out, but I always say, but maybe they just took the tickets, but they won't come. It's hard to believe that, wow. So I'm happy about this reception a lot.
That's great. And you are actually going for the next Q&A in a few minutes. So the last question is, you said you have 2 days for yourself at the festival. So what are you trying to watch? Is it just going around the city, or do you have anything in program that you are looking forward to?
So I already had these 2 days, because tomorrow I'm already leaving. So I watched 5 or 6 films. Yesterday I watched Past Lives, and I wanted to watch that film for a long time, and in other festivals I couldn't manage, and in here I said I have to. So it was, it's so good. Did you see it?
No, unfortunately I didn't get in. I will try to squeeze it in near the end.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else really got your attention?
Yes. Let me think. I watched a film that actually was together with us in the same Sundance program, but then I couldn't watch it. It's called Heroica from Mexico, and it was really like visually stunning, and I don't know, I had really intense and nice, screening. And also yesterday I watched a film from competition, New Horizon, I think, like main competition, after French film. It was like, I felt like I watched it in 1 o'clock, during the day, but it's about a rave, so I felt like I'm after a good party, after that film. So yeah, and more films I watched, and it's the program is very big and very different. So I would just see, when I can go, and it's like the best festival experience for me to just, when you have time, you go to a screening, not always knowing what to expect. So
I can relate to that. Like I always try to go blind because it's so fun to just experience something you didn't expect. And I think your movie is like a great example of that because on paper it doesn't sound like anything that's I don't know, like really, really interesting, right? Like we had so many love stories, we had so many romances on screen, but this one is really special. Like it really feels authentic, natural, and I just want to thank you again, both for this film and for this conversation, because I know you have to be running in a minute. So enjoy your last day at the festival, and to you all, I thank you for watching, and see you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.